Watkins outside the paint and open up the lane for the penetration of Winston Shepherd.
And the visitors get the first possession. Westports Malaysia Dragons in red, and the purple jerseys belonging to the CLS Knights as we are underway here at the Gor Kertajaya Gymnasium in Surabaya, Indonesia. There's a give and go play immediately in favor of the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Doug Herring always methodically bringing the ball down. Herring averaging close to a triple-double. Lob pass inside. Maxi Esho in trouble. Gets it outside to Watkins. They move it around. Esho for three. And the key here also for the BTN CLS Knights is their outside shooting in this building.
And that is correct. For the BTN CLS Knights, they average about 36%, third best in the league.
Wow.
But in their last loss against the Singapore Slingers, only managed 6 3-pointers in that game, as Nana Egu hits that turnaround from the baseline.
So it's a good start here for the Westports Malaysia Dragons, getting the first 4 points of the game as we approach a minute gone by here in the first. Very patient offense being shown by the Wards of Brian Rousem. However, there's a pick by Eversley and into the front court, sidestepping and getting it to go.
Scoring 22 points, so they're gonna need all-around scoring from everybody, or from the regular guys, to really get a win here in Gor Kertajaya.
Three-pointer by Jawato doesn't work, and the sixth man, which is the crowd here at Gor Kertajaya, getting to work early, trying to support the Knights. Still scoreless in this one with 8.5 to play here in the first. Eversley looking for a friend, getting it now to Nana Egu. Egu against Watkins. This is the matchup that we want to see in the post. Egu gets it out again to Eversley. 6 to shoot now for the Dragons. Eversley puts it up, and that is way off.
That's a tough shot, well defended there. And you see Chris Eversley a little tentative, putting the ball on the floor, attacking Esho off the dribble.
Drive by Jawato and a great feed going over to Daryl Watkins.
CLS Knights averaging about 20.3 assists per ball game. So you know this is a team that likes to share the basketball, likes to find open teammates and better opportunities inside.
Finally got a score. A little over 2 minutes gone by here in the first. A little bit of a
turnovers will also be one of the keys here, as the Knights love to force turnovers because of their strong backcourt of Herring and Wong Wei Long. They put a lot of pressure on the perimeter of opposing teams.
Drive by Esho, and he gets it to go.
Maxi Esho can hurt you so many ways, from the outside, from the inside. Those long strides of his, so dangerous.
And he cuts the lead down to 2, so this is now 4 unanswered for the Knights, and it's thrown away again by the Dragons. Egu is going to track it down.
So far the defense of the Knights up to task there.
Here's Esho, Wong Wei Long, catch and shoot 3, off the glass. How about that?
Wong Wei Long, one of the best three-point shooters in the league, averaging 44% from that distance.
He's actually the best three-point shooter in league history. Dragons want to get that one back. All of a sudden, the Knights answer with a 7-zip run of their own as Eversley goes to Chin. Chin puts it on the floor. Chin is trapped. Chin forces it up off the glass, and the rebound cleared by Jawato.
Nobody there to get the second chance opportunity as Jawato.
Oh! Sudden burst of speed there, Marco. Knee surgeries before joining the BTN CLS Knights, showing no sign of any wear and tear on his knee. And now we have the Dragons trying to get it back. Shepherd, Egu, Chin using the screen. Chin puts it up, it's good.
And look how Daryl Watkins is cheating on defense, since he is the guy of the screener. He is parking in the lane. Nice job there by Chin to hit that 17-footer.
And again, the local support for the Westports Malaysia Dragons will also be very key in this game as Esho hits it from downtown.
That's a beautiful play there. Again, coming off the aggressiveness of Brandon Jawato, attacking the defense, drawing the man of Esho towards him, and then finding Esho for the open 3.
12-2 run ongoing for the BTN CLS Knights. That passes
Nana Egu on the opposite post.
And suddenly, after a great 6-0 start, the Dragons starting to struggle.
3 turnovers already.
Jawato taking it strong again, this time a little too aggressive. And the rebound.
Possession, while you have Daryl Watkins crashing the offensive glass, winning second chance opportunities.
Well, Watkins hands it over now to Esho. Esho can't turn the corner. Wraparound pass going to Doug Herring, who hangs in the air. Tip in, not good yet for Watkins, and here comes Eversley. Chance for the Dragons to cut this lead down once again with under 5 minutes to go here in the first. Oh, it's taken away by Herring, and they, just a couple of years ago,
How
flew him in.
that?
Yeah, he flew him in from this side of the world.
And he's been a big part of the resurgence here of the Knights.
One of the candidates for Coach of the Year also at this point. No Shifai putting the ball on the floor. His pass is picked off, however, by Wong Wei Long. Into the front court. Esho thinking about pulling up. Gathers his feet, but missed the shot.
That hesitation there by Maxi Escher probably caused him to miss, but you see the defense of the Knights not threatened at all by the outside shooting of the Dragons, just collapsing inside the paint.
Right now, Shepard really hasn't gotten things on court. Nana Egwu getting it out. Shin for three. And a rebound secured by Esho.
Westports so far 0 of 3 from long distance.
And they're trying their best, but it's so hard to really shoot in this building, especially with this noisy crowd behind the Knights. 9 to shoot, and here's a pick coming from Shepard. Shepard attacks. Shepard out to Lo Shifai. Low for three. Good!
That's a big shot there, stopping the bleeding, so to speak, here for the Dragons. And, that's going to do a lot for the confidence of Lo Shifai after missing so many games.
Lo Shifai, a longtime member of the Malaysian national team. Here's Herring on the pull-up, 16-footer. Rattles in and out. Battle for the loose ball. Indonesia right now. So you have 2 national team members on the floor for the BTN CLS Knights, and Sandy Corneawan and Firman Nugroho.
But for Corneawan, he has seen his minutes go down here this season, especially with the addition of Wong Wei Long together with Doug Herring. So it's been mostly a 2-point guard backcourt as Nana Egwu hits that sweeping left-handed hook.
And that cuts the lead down to 3 right now. BTN CLS Knights still on top, 16-13 with under 2 minutes to play here in the first. Wong Wei Long on the pick and roll, and that is a miss on the layup, however, coming from Esho. That was a delayed pick and roll run by the Knights. Eversley won't line up the 3. Lost the handle. Picked up by Herring. I don't know if that's going to be officially another steal for Herring.
Probably going to, but for sure it's going to be another turnover for the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Wong Wei Long doesn't get it that time. Here comes Shepard into the front court. Shepard in the open court. Almost lost it. Egwu recovers. Shin. They move the ball around right now, and Eversley can't knock it down, and they're still struggling from the outside. The Dragons are. And
Winston Shepard has had a difficult time attacking the basket. Good thing Chris Eversley continues to be aggressive, as Coach Jamie Perman telling his wards to get back on defense.
The Dragons working hard, cutting the lead down to just 1 with under a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Herring setting it up. Wong Wei Long using the screen by Nugroho. Wong Wei Long, 18-footer is short.
I think that was deflected by Chin.
Yeah. So they can play for a 2-for-1 here if they hurry. Shepard dribbles on Nugroho,
catching Shepard and preventing the penetration.
Our first look now at Arif Hidayat, who's in the game for the first time as Daryl Watkins checks back in. 14-second differential between the clocks. They won't get the 2-for-1, that's for sure. Lo Shifai is bothered there by Sandy Corneawan, not really known for his defense. Lob pass, Maxi Esho.
What a connection there between Doug Herring and Maxi Esho. You could sense that they were looking for that.
Oh, and Shepard couldn't hang up. 4 seconds remaining here in the first. Watkins on the trigger, taken away. Eversley at the buzzer. That would have counted if it had gone.
But one of the things going for them is their field goal percentage. Actually, they're 6 of 13, so they're actually shooting better than the home squad. But it's just that the turnovers are giving the Knights a lot more opportunities at the rim.
Great defense that time by Daryl Watkins as we open the second quarter. Arif Hidayat sees an opening, great pass inside, and Daryl Watkins scores.
And that's going to be another assist for the home squad. 6 assists already for the CLS Knights, while for the Dragons only 4 assists so far.
And any rest that you can give Wong Wei Long in this lineup will be a big plus as we have Watkins taking it away. Esho has it. Tajaya, what the conditions really are to play here. One of the warmest gyms in the league.
And the warmth, the humidity causes a lot of moisture on the floor. So if you see the players, they do not get as much traction as they're normally used to. So they do not get to explode off the dribble as often or as quickly as they can.
You can see that there is air conditioning on the floor, but the moment the game starts, that's really going to struggle to keep this court cool.
And it's really a matter of getting used to, because both teams are actually facing the same type of conditions, but it's just that the Knights are more used to this type of setup.
Nana Egwu showing us a bit of his range on the fall-away, cuts the lead down to 3.
That's the second turnaround jumper that Egwu has hit over Dial Watkins.
We have 8.5 to play in the first half. Herring tries to thread the needle. That's taken away again by the defense of the Dragons.
And this is what is keeping the Dragons in this game. First attack, first points of the game for Winston Shepard. First open look he got close to the rim.
That's going to be a confidence booster for Shepard. We don't usually see him scoreless after the first 10 minutes of action. Hidayat going over now to Maxi Esho. Esho pulls the brakes. Gets it out to Doug Herring. 9 to shoot for the Knights. Kurniawan bobbles a bit, but still lets it go. And a rebound again by Eversley.
That was a line drive miss there by Kurniawan on offense. Nothing much happening on that sequence for the Knights.
And here's Winston Shepard getting away again. Slowly growing here for the Dragons. Again, this is a team where every game counts. The Knights only have 2 more games remaining. The Dragons still have a lot.
That is correct. And, you know, for the Dragons, it's been an up-and-down season for them, especially coming off 4 straight losses all day long. Unselfish basketball. And
that is a very, very rare miss from Wong Wei Long at the free throw line, but it's still enough to give the Knights a 2-point lead, 23 to 21. And a lot of pressure being applied now on the Dragons. 3-pointer on its way. That's a good challenge coming from Arif Hidayat. Nana Egwu recycles now for the Dragons. Shin looking for Egwu. Egwu providing the pick. Shin going the other way. A lot of ball movement here for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. 2 to shoot. Shepard lets it go in time, and there is the aggression from Maxi Esho.
And I like what they did on defense there on the initial setup by Westports. They blitzed Shepard on that ball screen as Maxi Esho hits another 3-pointer for the home squad.
Well, Maxi Esho just loves it in this building, and he has built a 5-point lead now for the CLS Knights.
Well, the Knights average about 8 triples per ball game. Right now, they already have 4, and we're not even halfway done the second quarter.
Well, they actually hold the record now for 22 3-pointers in one game, scored in this very same building. Eversley struggling from the outside, and Eversley almost takes.
Because not only do you have Herring and Wong Wei Long who can shoot it from the outside, but you also have Jawato, Maxi Esho, and of course Sandy Kurniawan who can knock it down.
Here is Jawato back in the game, tries to power his way in. No go that time. Shepard sort of reminds you of Stacey Ogman, the way his body is
the floor.
Yes.
And looking unhurt after that sequence.
More of his pride was hurt when he stepped on the sideline. And the Knights have held the Dragons scoreless for a little over 2 minutes already here in the second. Watkins, quick release. Battle for the rebound. Won once again by the Dragons, and here they come. They're trying to look for Nana Egwu in the post. They want the clear out. Egwu working one-on-one now. And they send it around. 3-pointer is good once again. Boy, the shooting from the locals. That's Yek Liang Chuan getting it done.
That's a big boost there on the part of the Dragons. Whenever you can get local support, especially from the outside, that's a big bonus for them. I believe that's Wei Long Tan.
Oh, really? And a miss from the outside once again.
Oh, sorry, you're right. It's Yek Liang Tuan.
Yes, number 26 for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Here is the setup now on the pick and roll for Nana Egwu. Passes up on the shot. 3-pointer again. This time it won't work. Here's Wong. Getting it over to Eversley. Nobody near him, and Chris Eversley misses again.
And so far, it's been an off night in terms of 3-point shooting for Chris Eversley.
So with 4:36 remaining here in the second, still a close one, but the Knights hanging on to a 2-point lead. Esho putting on the moves and gets the reverse.
So difficult whenever Maxi Esho gets that first step on you because of his length. Those long strides, there's very little that the defense can do, especially if there's no goaltender in the middle.
A lot of people are saying that if Maxi Esho can throw the Knights into the playoffs, he might be one of the candidates. He might be considered one of the strong candidates.
That's right.
For world MVP. And there's a turnover, an unforced one. Nana Egwu passing to nobody as Doug Herring finishes.
And what a finish there for Doug Herring.
Attention right now. You have Hong Kong Eastern with somebody like a Marcus Elliott on their squad.
You have Ronaldo Balkman for the San Miguel Ala Pilipinas squad.
For Mono Vampire, of course, you have Malcolm White, who's probably the noisiest player in the league.
And now Romeo Travis.
Quite impressive. You're right about the chemistry.
And you know, I think it's also what makes them one of the dark horses here in the league. If you take a look at their starting five, I would think they would be able to match up with any of the starting fives among the top teams.
As Daryl Watkins
about 63% from the free throw stripe, as CLS Knights actually the fourth best team in terms of free throw shooting at 71% as a squad.
That's really not surprising the way they shoot the ball, especially in this building. They have now built a 9-point lead, 33-24, as we come up on 3 minutes to go. And another turnover. Jawato gives it up to Herring early, and Herring can't finish, but the tip-in is there for Maxi, and then got grounded.
And you know, turnovers have really continued to hurt them. 13 turnovers already. Winston Shepard on his own has 3 turnovers, and they're of that nature where he elevates for a pass without a clear recipient to pass to. And these turnovers have resulted in 14 turnover points for the CLS Knights.
This is a 9-zip run, finally laid to rest that time by Chris Eversley.
Well, that's good recognition there on the part of Eversley, recognizing that he had Doug Herring on the mismatch down low. Quickly attacks and scores inside.
Herring putting it on the floor, zigzagging, pulls up from 14 and nails it.
That's a great crossover dribble there in traffic, and then elevating from 15 feet.
2:20 remaining in the first half. Knights again up by double figures. Winston Shepard looked like he was going to get it going here in the second quarter, but he has been silenced by the defense. Oh, what an up and under. Chris Eversley turned back that time by Watkins. Eversley stays with it. Watkins almost has it stripped, and here comes Wong Wei Long.
That's a good adjustment there on the part of the Knights. Smooth stroke.
They say he gets the poor man's triple-double every now and then, but nothing poor about the way he's been performing here for the Knights. Cross-court pass, Wong Wei Long. Wong Wei Long on the pull-up, quick release, bothered by the defense. And how about Maxi Esho at the right place at the right time?
Past 2 possessions, the Dragons have fallen to a 2-3 zone. And you know, the weakness of the zone is that you're not really defending a particular man, so that allows the Knights rather to get that offensive rebound.
Largest lead of the game at 13. Shepard can't answer. Good boxing out there by action of the game. This is Mo Saroni.
First sign of action for Saroni is one of the enforcers. It's 21-13 in favor of the home squad.
And again, very quiet after it was 28-26 earlier. And here is Wong Wei Long getting it out. Esho, good pump fake. Esho gets it out. All day to shoot for Wong Wei Long, but he will miss. And a minute remaining. Shepard pushing it up. Loshi 5 pulls the brakes. Egwu for 3. Good!
And he's actually, I believe, second best 3-point shooter on the squad outside of Chris Eversley. First triple of the game for Nana Egwu.
He's got more 3-pointers than Chris Eversley in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, Herring lost the ball. Egwu with a recovery. So a chance for the Dragons to chip away at this lead going into the halftime break. Here's Shepard. Met by the double team. Eversley moving it around to Low. On the post-up. Give and go. Low bobbles the ball, but misses. Shot clock has been turned off, Marco.
Doug Herring will hold for the last shot here in the second quarter.
8-point lead for the Knights. 39-31. 9 seconds to go in the second. Herring will now attack. Herring gets a screen. Herring, 1 second. Tough fall away. And
as a team, they have 4 triples to their name, 4 of 11. While for the Dragons, they're 3 of 11 from long distance.
That should be a victory of sorts for the Westports Malaysia Dragons, holding only 4 points, holding the CLS Knights to only 4 points, as we have Yek getting his second triple of the game. They're now tied for 3-pointers apiece, and that lead is down to 5.
That's right, and the local support has been there, coming from Yek Liang Chuan, who has back-to-back triples to his name.
Here's the post-up move now coming from Gerald Watkins. Watkins on the tough fall-away. How about that?
Showing Nana Egwu he can also hit that turnaround jumper.
13 in the game right now. And here is Eversley. Going to a straight man-to-man. Shepard. Egwu thinking about it. 6 on the shot clock. Shin, 2 on the shot clock. and passes inside. It's taken away again by the Knights.
A lot of standing around there on offense on the part of the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Another turnover. That's going to be number 14 for them.
Again, the mix-up in terms of defense, the defensive strategy has been working wonders now.
Malaysia is one of the rookies here for the CLS Knights.
42-34. Knights regained that 8-point lead which they had at the half. Here's Yek. And Shepard has been very quiet again today. Again, a lot of ball movement this time, but Nana Egwu can't hang on to it.
And you know, despite that turnover, there was a lot of good movement there, a lot of back screens, a lot of flare screens. They're not relying on the top ball screen for Winston Shepard as of yet.
There's Wong Wei Long on the penetration this time. Changed his mind between both squads. 2 minutes gone by here in the third. Knights 42, Dragons 34. And for the Westports Malaysia Dragons, this is a very important game for them. They try and keep pace for that number 8 spot in the playoffs. They have lost that number 8 spot at least momentarily to the Mono Vampire squad. And Mono Vampire with a big win yesterday against Hong Kong Eastern.
As we mentioned, if they're able to get a win here, they're going to reclaim that 8 spot. They're going to go up to 7 and 13.
Oh! From one circus shot to another, Brandon Jowato finishes.
That's just something you cannot predict and you cannot call.
Eversley battling for
Jowato and to keep attacking that offensive glass.
So they change the call. It becomes Knights basketball. Herring trying to get creative. Oh! Great rim protection by Nana Egwu. Into the front court, Chris Eversley on the finish.
And that last layup from Chris Eversley was way back in the first quarter.
And another turnover against the Knights. He's actually scored back-to-back baskets now. I believe he's up to 10 points already at this point. So 44-38, Knights lead down to 6. Here's Doug Herring. Jowato getting the screen. Wong Wei Long all day to shoot, and the Long Ranger delivers again.
And you know, off that ball screen, Daryl Watkins going to the post, sucking in the defense, leaving Wong Wei Long wide open for that wing triple.
47-38. Back to a 9-point lead for the BTN CLS Knights. Good ball movement here, finding the wide open Yek, and that set shot 3 is so effective.
And again, you mentioned that ball movement from the right side going all the way to the left corner. And Yek has answered the call here for Coach Jamie Perlman.
Yek, of course, had a total of 13 points and 5 rebounds in the loss against Mono Vampire. Herring, great pass on the pick and roll. That's a miss at the line, and here comes Shepard. And Shepard has been a little bit more passive today than normal. What do you think, Marco?
So far, only 4 points for Winston Shepard. The defense has really recognized the strengths of...
Down both, and once again, just a 2-possession lead for the BTN CLS Knights. 5.5 to play here in the third. Wong Wei Long, the starting unit for Brian Rousem, seeing a lot of burn here in the third. Watkins, single coverage being offered by Egwu. Watkins on the drop-off, Jowato on the fall-away. How about Doug Herring coming away with it? Esho for 3, good!
And again, second chance opportunities for the CLS Knights. You have to give them a lot of credit for not giving up on the play. That's another rebound for Doug Herring. 9 second chance points for the Knights.
You're absolutely right. The three-point shooting is keeping this lead large. High-low play, inside they go to Eversley, who can't finish. And here comes Doug Herring. Herring into the front court. Herring all of a sudden turns on the thrusters. And Watkins lost the ball. That would have been another highlight. Here comes Shepard on the 3-on-2. And the finish of arms with his shooting. And I don't know if you're a disciple of using arms for shooting, Marco. When you were playing, you looked like you had pretty decent mechanics when you were taking your jump shot.
Well, I think especially now that you want a lot of players try to step back or get more distance on the range or from the 3-point area. They're going to need one of the locals. He's actually the leading scorer right now for the Dragons. Egwu has 11, Eversley has 10, and Winston Shepard only with 6 points so far.
There's a drive by Wong. Bottled up. Another defensive effort there coming from Nana Egwu. Here's Esho, immediately attracting the double team.
There's that zone defense once again.
A miss by Jawato from the outside. He's actually struggled from distance today. Loshifai getting it now to Winston Shepard. Shepard can't run the pick and roll. Gets it out. Loshifai now posting up Nana Egwu. Egwu 10 on the shot clock. Egwu fall away. Bothered there by Watkins. He gets it back. Eversley. Low on the drive. Low to the shoot. Gets it out to Nana Egwu. Beating the buzzer but can't get it to go.
That's a great defensive stop there on the part of the Knights. You see the versatility of Jawato that time picking up Winston Shepard on defense.
It is really noisy in this building right now, and if they make this shot, the noise is going to go really high. But another miss from Jawato from the outside. Eversley, Loshifai, straightaway three, offline.
And you know, you're right, Noel, Winston Shepard very passive here in the third quarter.
And Jawato is anything but for the CLS Knights.
And you know, Jawato is typically, you're just the typical blue-collar worker, does not care about aesthetics, just gets the job done.
Product of the University of Hawaii has upped the lead to 8 once again. Loshifai, nice to see him back on the floor playing extended minutes actually for the Dragons. Egwu looking for Low, 3 on the shot clock again. Low has to put this one up. And it's way off. Shot the charts because every time he's off the floor, disaster happens for the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Sandy Corniawan and Firman Nugroho have also made their way back onto the floor.
Herring comes up short. Coming up on 2 minutes remaining in the third. The lead is 8 for the BTN CLS Knights.
And I'd like to see Winston Shepard attack this defense with Darryl Watkins on the bench.
But again, he passes on the shot and they lose the ball.
Must be a lot of moisture on that basketball right now.
Long. Oh, nice fake that time by Esho, but he almost lost it. Wong Wei Long was also bothered by the moisture. Seeing his first action of the game, 1 minute and 40 to go here in the third. So we're still at a stalemate actually in terms of third quarter scoring.
Yeah, another low scoring quarter. Both teams have scored 15 points apiece.
Here's Wong. They get it out. Chin for 3. He had a couple in the first half. Everton striking resemblance to Paul Pierce. Knocks down both.
And they've cut it down to a 2-possession game, have the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Nugroho handing it over now to Corniawan. Corniawan. Firman Nugroho loves this matchup now. Working the post, left-handed shot. Won't work. Outlet pass with under a minute to go, and Chris Eversley on the finish.
One of the few fast break points, transition baskets coming for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. And they don't look now, Noel, they've cut it down to a 4-point game.
They are winning this third quarter. Doug Herring is such a genius. The Knights up by 7. Difference of about 18 seconds between the clocks. Here's Shepard. 57, 52, 30 seconds to go in the third.
And Doug Herring will try to waste the clock, possibly prevent the Dragons from getting another opportunity or another crack to end the quarter.
Difference of about 5 seconds between the clocks. Here comes the screen by Esho. Another screen. And attacking from the baseline, the floater will not work this time for Arif Hidayat.
Probably a little early there.
Here's Eversley. Oh, great defense that time by Hidayat. And fourth quarter gets underway. That's confirmation of the third quarter score, where the Westports Malaysia Dragons finally won a quarter here. They need to build on that here, Marco.
And you know, if this ends up as a low-scoring game, as it has been through 3 quarters contest, so the lower scoring, the lower the score, I think it's better for the Dragons.
And that's how they picked up the win against the defending champions, San Miguel Ala Pilipinas, holding them down to below 80 points. Egwu getting the start here, but Corniawan takes it away.
And just did not see Corniawan on the same side as Egwu.
Kind of hard to see Sandy Corniawan coming from the blind side. Utomo still in the game as Herring gets it over to Utomo. Double team on
who has actually done a good job coming back strong in the second half. 14 points already.
Sandy Cornyawan can't find the bottom of the Pacific Ocean the way he's shooting it right now. Oh, Winston Shepard taking it strong into Doug Herring. Their lead is down to 4 from a high of 13.
And Wong Wei Long and Jawato getting set to check back into the game.
Watkins lost control. Daryl Watkins hasn't really been that aggressive offensively. Anything can happen.
And Nana Egu has actually played all but about a minute of this contest. Shepard and Eversley have not seen any rest.
Shepard tries to sneak one in. Good defense by the smaller Doug Herring. And Herring pushing it up. Herring, his pass picked off.
That's great anticipation there by Eversley.
4-on-1. Low Shi-Fi. And it's picked up by Jawato. Here come the Knights. Herring waits. Esho. And Low Shi-Fi to deny access.
Dragons sticking to that 2-3 zone to try to protect Nana Egu inside.
Jawato has been throwing up blanks today. Jawato doing what he does best, but can't finish.
Giving them a little more separation. 2-possession game.
But again, the Dragons are now starting to get a little bit more aggressive, especially with this man with the ball. Winston Shepard faking on the shot. Quick release. Way off that time by Yek.
Too early on the shot attempt there coming from Chin.
59-53. Herring will do the quarterbacking. Wong Wei Long has been playing off the ball the entire season. This does well to preserve him for the playoffs. Wong. Good pick provided there by Watkins. That frees up Wong Wei Long, but he can't get it. Saved by Herring. Ball is loose, picked up by Low. Agwu tries to fill the lanes and lost possession, but they get it back. Nice fake there coming from Winston, but he will miss. Low Shi-Fi attacks, and he is denied by Watkins. 3-on-2 going the other way. Herring, hang time, no!
Lucky break there for the Dragons. You see Nana Egu just getting out of the way, not wanting to commit the foul.
Low sizing up Watkins. Here's Shepard. Baseline dribble.
Quarter. That's why we're stuck at 59-53. CLS is shooting 37% from the field, 36% for the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Yeah, if this low scoring affair continues, it usually favors the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Wong Wei Long has something to say about that.
Again, the #1 3-point shooter in ABL history.
62-53 is our score.
Ups the lead back up to 9.
Got under 6 minutes to play here in the fourth. Post-up move. Eversley lost the ball. Wong recovers, and he'll slow it down.
And the problem for the Westports Malaysia Dragons is they do not have a knockdown 3-point shooter in the likes of a Wong Wei Long, as Eversley has struggled from the field.
Well, Yek has hit 3 of them. Staying with it is Daryl Watkins.
And with 4 personal fouls, nobody there to help out Nana Egu get those defensive rebounds.
This is 5 unanswered since the last timeout for the BTN CLS Knights.
Lead is back up to 11.
Eversley still can't knock it down, Marco.
And no second chance opportunities for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. And Doug Herring, the veteran point guard that he is, will just walk it up the floor and milk some clock.
But that is still a precarious lead despite it being double digits at 11. Watkins inside to Herring.
And you know, Noel, the problem for the Dragons is that Watkins is a threat in the post who can back down his man and make the defense work, while for the Dragons, everything emanates from the outside.
And he was able to get a good assist as well on that last play. Low might have gotten away with a push. Gets it out now to Shepard. Shepard attacks. Shepard underneath. Turned back by Daryl Watkins.
And because of the condition on the floor, it's really so hard to beat your man off the dribble.
And again, Herring has gone to a prevent mode,
Yeah.
slowing things down as we approach 4 minutes to go.
They've tied the biggest lead of the game at 13.
And Esho can't increase the lead. Here comes Shepard into the front court. Shepard wants to leave Esho. And that's good.
Little full court pressure now for the visiting team.
Into the front court, Kurniawan.
And you know, with Wong Wei Long and Doug Herring at the point guard or at the back court, they're a very difficult team to press.
Watkins lost his footing, almost lost the ball. Esho straightaway three, short. And Shin taps it out of bounds. Luckily, the Formosa Dreamers came away with the win. Oh, check that. That was actually the CLS Knights coming away with the win. Part of that 7-game stretch. Herring. Wong Wei Long. Eversley, they still have time.
That was in and out for Wong Wei Long.
Eversley's also been a little bit more passive than normal here, but attacks and gets it to go.
16th point of the game for Chris Eversley, but you have a feeling it might be a little too little too late.
Well, we've seen a lot of miracles happen with less time than this, Marco. We can't count out the Dragons yet. Here's Wong. Turnover once again. Shepard into the front court. It's a 4-on-2. Yek lines up a three. In and out.
That was as open as it gets. Probably the most open look Yek has gotten all evening long.
And he's hit all 3 of his threes from that spot. 2:25 to play. Knights really wasting time. Esho. That could be big. Misses from the line for the Knights. Leaving the door slightly ajar for the Dragons as we come up on the final 2 minutes in this one. Lo Shifai on the fake. They go inside Eversley, and Eversley gets backcourt being applied by the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Esho the recipient. Esho brings it down.
And for Coach Brian Rosum, this is where you have the luxury of having Wong Wei Long and Jug Herring, as well as Maxi Esho, who can bring the ball down.
Herring will make his move now with 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Nobody there. Nada Egwu is gone. No rim protection for the Dragons.
And possibly the nail on the coffin there.
Shepard, they need some quick baskets here. Eversley. Shepard unleashes a three. No. Battle for the rebound. Dragons get it back. Lo Shifai to get it inside. Shepard's going to get an easy one. But again, with 1:13 remaining, Marco, is there still enough time?
And with the way the Knights have been able to protect the basketball and minimize their turnovers, that might be all she wrote here, unless some major miracle happens.
Wong Wei Long lost the handle for the moment. Scary moment for the Knights. Jawato. Under a minute to go. Esho. Dagger.
Maxi Esho. So consistent all season long.
Lo Shifai turned back at the door by Esho. And the Knights are 40 seconds away from another home victory here, Marco.
And they're going to secure win number 12. They'll go up the standings. They're going to go 12 and 11 on the record.
Above the 500 mark to keep Hong Kong Eastern at 7th place. Herring. And with under 20 seconds to go, final score is all we're waiting for here. They let Eversley scoot in.
And they're possibly also going to go up to number 4 spot in terms of the number of wins, as Macau and Saigon only have 11 wins to their record.
Wong Wei Long gets pressure, but they're not going to put it up anymore. That's what is after the buzzer.